We would like for you to come up and would like your five of your friends to present to you the award, being a member of the Court of Honor of the NABC.
You know, it's such an honor to be here and to have my family here and to have my Syracuse family here. As Mike and I said many times when we were coaching the Olympics, and Mike was using all his X and O magic to get LeBron and Kobe and Kevin to be good players. I think more than on one occasion I said, Mike, it's okay. You know, we were together for 267 days over those competitions, and we never once had a word that was anything but positive. In that 267 days, we played 67 games. The other 200 days we watched tape. Can you imagine playing Nigeria and winning 148-62, finishing the game at 1 in the morning, and watching tape from 1:30 till 4:30 on that game? I mean, we won by 67 points. And then we watched the game tape for the next team we were going to play, Egypt. I'd like to thank John Wildhack for coming in from ESPN. We made his career there. But he's done an unbelievable job. And the only reason Sean McDonough is working at ESPN is his contract was on the verge of over. And he got lucky. We played a game in the Garden against somebody from Connecticut. And Sean McDonough worked that game. Got a contract extension 2 days later. Calhoun still doesn't recognize that we won the game. He actually doesn't recognize that there was a game. And the only reason that we're not all pains in the asses now is because of my wife, Julie Green, who changed the narrative in the Boeheim family. And I still think that the only reason that most people in Syracuse like me is because they have to, because they like her so much. She tried to change me for the better. Unfortunately, that didn't quite work out. I'd like to thank Dave Bing. I went to Syracuse in 1962. It's hard to believe saying those words. And I met David, and we played a game to 15. He scored 15, and I scored 0. I remember calling my mother and saying, there's a guy here I can't play with. And she said, well, what about the other guys? Like most mothers do, she tried to find the bright light. Dave Bing's the greatest player I've ever seen. He was the greatest player that first day I saw him. I knew I was going to be a good evaluator of talent. When I saw him, I said, that's the kind of guy that we have to get to come to Syracuse. And although we've had many, many great players, we've never had a player like Dave Bing, trust me. And we've never had a better guy, a better man, a better person, a better example of what we hope to achieve with all of our players. There's never been a better example than Dave Bing. I thank my assistants for being here, Alan Griffin and Jerry and Adrian Autry. I have a great staff. That's why I'm able to keep going. Thank Mike Hopkins. Mike Hopkins is an example of what I think college basketball is all about. He came into Syracuse, and I wondered many, many times the first couple of years why we recruited Michael. He had to play against Stevie Thompson and Derek Coleman and Billy Owens in practice every day. He never did make a basket for the first 2 years. But he persevered, and he worked, and he scrambled, and he hustled, and he ended up being the captain of our team and a very successful player. And he came back to Syracuse and helped us recruit great players, helped us get to tournaments and win national championships, and now he's going to win them at Washington, and is an example of what I think it's all about for me to see that happen. I've seen it happen over and over again. It's not about the wins. It's really not. I've learned that it took a long time. I did go to Syracuse, Sean. I do know what condescending means. You often display that attitude. But what it's really about is when you see young people develop and be successful, guys that come in as freshmen and just grow every year. We don't see it as much anymore. We don't get them as long, but we do get a lot of them. And even in a year or two, you see so many significant changes. And that's what, to me, coaching is about. That's what the thrill is about, to see that happen. I've been lucky to be at Syracuse for 57 years. I know when I went there, I was worried about getting through the first one, and there's a few people probably out there that think I maybe stayed too long, but I think there's a lot of great things ahead for us at Syracuse. I've never been more proud to watch my kids play, and to have one of them play for me is as big a thing that's ever happened to me in my life. And every day that I've been at Syracuse for 57 years has been an incredible experience. And it does rain there. It's not always nice. But I was on a beach with Rick Pitino and Joanne Pitino, and we all picked our favorite city. Rick, of course, picked Rome, and Joanne picked Paris, and my wife at that time picked, I think it was San Diego. And I really thought about it. I thought about this. This isn't some story in the paper. I said, I'd like to live in Syracuse, New York. And you know what? It was the right choice. Thank you.